Justice Helen Bailskill called the teenager's actions callous and cowardly. He was out on bail for other crimes at the time of the attack. He must serve 60% of his sentence. To breaking news now out of federal parliament, and the Liberal Party has just decided its position on the net zero emissions policy. Let's go live right now to political editor Mark Riley. Mark, good afternoon to you. They've just agreed to ditch it.
Good afternoon, Alex. They have indeed. Net zero by 2050 has been ditched by the Liberal Shadow Ministry after it was ditched yesterday by the Liberal Party Room. Anthony Albanese calling this a clown show process. It's certainly an untidy one in which Liberal moderates who wanted to maintain a commitment to climate change and to emissions reduction have been rolled really by the numbers of the Conservatives. This is a numbers game, and in the end a majority of the Liberal Party Room was in favour of ditching net zero by 2050. Net zero has been replaced by two other words: Paris Agreement. So that is to give the Liberal Party some ground on which to claim that it still adheres to climate reduction, to emissions reduction and climate policy. But the Paris Agreement, when you read it, it has a commitment in that to achieving net zero in the second half of the century. So net zero not gone entirely and might be a hard sell, I think, Alex. OK, and you have to wonder, what does this mean for Susan Lee's leadership? Well, we saw the vision yesterday of a posse of mostly Conservative men and some women there walking into the party room. I think that image is fairly obvious. That says we can roll you at any time, the numbers are with us. So she has had to, as a leader, pragmatically must bend to the will of the party. She now needs to lead that party away from its infighting and take the fight up to the government on energy prices, which is a big issue. Electricity prices are still going up. Rebates are coming off. State rebates have already been removed. The federal rebate may be removed next month. And the people aren't too interested in infighting in politics, but they are interested in their electricity prices, and that's where the coalition needs to centre now, Alex. Indeed. Mark, thank you. Mark Riley with that breaking news from Canberra. 20,000 pages have been leaked by the Democrats, including 3-year-old but cryptic emails written by Jeffrey Epstein, which mentions the US president. And they suggest Donald Trump was more aware of his former friend's trafficking and abuse than he's previously admitted to. Miley Hogan explains what's in the files.
Well, as mentioned, more than 20,000 new documents from Epstein's estate have been released after a subpoena from American lawmakers. It was House Democrats who were first to leak a select number of those emails, and in one of them, Epstein was talking with his former girlfriend and co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. He wrote, "I want you to realise that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim, the name redacted, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." Maxwell responds, "I've been thinking about that." Now, Republicans have since revealed the victim mentioned in the email is Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers who died earlier this year. Giuffre had said she never witnessed Donald Trump do anything wrong. Now, in another email, Epstein allegedly wrote about Trump. Of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Now, Republicans accused Democrats of cherry-picking these emails and then dumped more than 20,000 new documents related to the Epstein saga. Those also offered a further insight into Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former Prince's correspondence with the convicted sex offender. The emails are evidence that Andrew stayed in contact with Epstein at least until 2011, and he had previously said he cut ties in 2010. Epstein also emailed an unknown person confirming that notorious photo was genuine, despite the former Duke's claim it was fake. Well, they've labelled it a politically motivated attack. They've accused the Democrats of cherry-picking those emails, as I mentioned, and Donald Trump has also responded by putting a message up on social media. He posted that the Democrats are trying to bring up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax again because they'll do anything at all to deflect on how badly they've done on the shutdown and so many other subjects. Only a very bad or stupid Republican would fall into that trap. That message backed by his press secretary.
Did the president ever spend hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim?
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach and so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and he was a creep.
Democrats are demanding that more files be released, and those calls are being backed by some Republicans. President Trump is also ramping up the pressure on some members of his own party, trying to get them to drop this issue. Now, it's important to point out that President Trump has never been charged with any crime in relation to Epstein and has also always denied any wrongdoing.
To figures just in from the Bureau of Statistics, and there's been a slight drop to the official unemployment rate. It came in at 4.3% in October. That's down from 4.5% in September. The dip isn't likely to push the Reserve Bank into considering an interest rate cut just yet. A man and a woman will front court charged over a devastating hit-run crash that claimed the life of a young father in Adelaide's north. Witnesses say the victim, Daniel Harrison, was chased by a man wielding a machete before he was struck by a car. A woman claiming to be a fortune teller has been charged, accused of a $70 million swindle. 7 News was first on the scene at Dover Heights in Sydney's east, where a mother and daughter were arrested.
The older woman, the 53-year-old, has claimed to be a feng shui master and fortune teller who convinced these vulnerable people to become a mule in the criminal syndicate. Each time she convinced these people to do these loans, she would pocket at least $150,000 herself.
The daughter was released on bail. Her mother will face court today. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen has moved to extend her laws cracking down on youth crime. Yesterday, she unveiled a major policy shift with adult time for violent crime. Today, she promised lengthy sentences for adult criminals found to be recruiting children, luring children to commit more serious offences, including aggravated home invasions, will attract a possible life sentence. AC/DC has kick-started the Australian leg of their Power Up tour. 80,000 fans packed into the MCG for a deafening hit of their nostalgic tracks. Before the show, there was a special tribute to the rock legends. 374 bagpipers gathering in Fed Square to play Long Way to the Top, breaking a world record. Now, let's have a look at what's making news where you live. Thursday, or Friday Eve as I like to call it, Brisbane mostly sunny and a top of 27, staying mainly fine and 28 in Sydney. Windy conditions for Canberra, 25 degrees, mostly cloudy in Melbourne, a bit warmer though, 24, gusty, and a high chance of showers for Hobart, 15. A possible shower in Adelaide, 23, mostly sunny, beautiful in Perth, 25. Chance of a late thunderstorm in Darwin, and 34. Now, Vegas may be known for its casinos and nightlife, so it may surprise you to learn it's also the annual host of the Housekeeping Olympics. For the 35th year in a row, competitors have arrived in Sin City to show off their skills in, yep, that's what it is, housekeeping. Teams of workers from different hotels battle it out in events from bed making to vacuuming and even speed mopping through an obstacle course. Wow. Stay with us here on 7's Winning Arvo. I'll be back with you at